Birds are truly unique creatures, boasting an incredible diversity with over 10,000 different species, from the tiny, nimble hummingbird to giant birds like the ostrich and the cassowary. But birds have been around for a long, long time. Some of these ancient birds were true titans, dwarfing even the largest birds we see today. And when compared to us humans, they were still giants. Imagine a bird that could grow up to 3 meters tall. I know that sounds crazy, right? But this bird actually existed. Let me introduce you to the colossal elephant bird. This bird was the largest bird that ever existed. Elephant birds earned their name not because they were as large as elephants, but due to their immense size, which evoked a sense of comparison to the enormity of elephants. These birds were the heaviest and one of the tallest birds to have ever existed. The name elephant bird captures the essence of their massive stature, which was a prominent feature of their identity. Elephant birds belonged to the family Apiornithidae, a family of large, flightless birds. The family included several species, all of which shared the characteristic of being enormous ground-dwelling birds with robust bodies and vestigial wings, making them incapable of flight. Elephant birds were endemic to Madagascar, an island nation off the southeastern coast of Africa. They thrived in this unique environment, which offered a range of habitats from dense forests to more open scrublands and semi-arid regions. The isolation of Madagascar provided an ideal setting for these birds to evolve without the presence of large terrestrial predators found on continental lands. The timeline of their existence spans a significant period, but they are believed to have become extinct relatively recently in geological terms. The extinction of elephant birds likely occurred around 1,000 years ago, though some estimates suggest they might have survived until as recently as the 17th century. Their decline and eventual extinction coincided with the arrival of humans on Madagascar. Human activities, including hunting and habitat destruction, played a crucial role in the disappearance of these majestic birds. Elephant birds were colossal by avian standards, making them one of the heaviest and tallest birds that ever lived. Among the various species, Epionus maximus was the largest, standing up to 3 meters tall and weighing as much as 500 kilograms. This size is comparable to that of a small rhinoceros or a large ox, emphasizing their immense presence in the ecosystems they inhabited. The body of an elephant bird was robust and sturdy, designed to support its massive weight. They had strong, thick legs that were well adapted for walking and supporting their large bodies. Despite their size, their legs were relatively short and powerful, making them effective for slow, steady movement rather than speed. Elephant birds had vestigial wings, which means their wings were small and non-functional for flight. Over time, as these birds adapted to a ground-dwelling lifestyle, their wings became reduced in size, losing their utility for flying. The presence of these tiny wings is a common trait among many large, flightless birds, including ostriches and emus. The head of an elephant bird was relatively small compared to its massive body. They had a broad, flattened beak, suited for a herbivorous diet. The beak's shape indicates that it was likely used for foraging plant materials such as fruits, leaves, and seeds. Their eyes were positioned to give them a wide field of view, useful for spotting food and potential threats in their environment. While there is limited direct evidence about the exact nature of their plumage, it is generally believed that elephant birds had a covering of feathers. These feathers were likely more similar to those of modern ratites, large flightless birds like ostriches and emus, being coarse and hair-like rather than the smooth, aerodynamic feathers seen in flying birds. This type of feathering would have provided insulation and some protection against the elements. One of the most remarkable aspects of elephant birds was their eggs. They laid the largest eggs of any known bird, with some eggs having a circumference of over 1 meter and a length of up to 34 centimeters. These eggs could weigh up to 10 kilograms and had a volume around 160 times greater than that of a chicken egg. The sheer size of these eggs underscores the massive size of the adult birds and provides insights into their reproductive biology. However, the size of their eggs suggests that they had a slow reproductive rate, with considerable parental investment in each offspring. They likely nested on the ground, creating large nests where they would lay their massive eggs. The exact incubation period and parental care behaviors remain speculative, but like many large birds, they likely guarded their nests and young vigilantly. Elephant birds were herbivores, which means they primarily consumed plant material. Their diet likely included a variety of fruits, leaves, seeds, and other vegetation found in their natural habitats in Madagascar. The structure of their beaks suggests they were adept at foraging for different types of plant matter. The broad, flattened beak of an elephant bird was well suited for stripping leaves from branches, crushing seeds, and consuming various fruits. The diversity of plant life in Madagascar provided a rich food source for these giant birds. Due to their large size, elephant birds needed to consume substantial amounts of food to sustain themselves. They likely spent a significant portion of their day foraging and eating. Their powerful legs and feet would have enabled them to move through dense vegetation and possibly dig for tubers or roots. Given their inability to fly, they would have relied entirely on ground-based food sources. While there is limited direct evidence about the social behavior of elephant birds, comparisons with other large, flightless birds suggest they might have been solitary or lived in small groups. Their social structure likely revolved around their feeding habits and the availability of food resources. During breeding seasons, they might have come together in specific areas for mating and nesting. Their physical adaptations, such as powerful legs, large bodies, and strong beaks, were well suited to their herbivorous diet and ground-dwelling lifestyle. Their size would have deterred many potential predators, while their foraging habits allowed them to exploit a variety of plant resources. Elephant birds were integral components of the ecosystems in Madagascar. They had significant impacts on the environment and the ecological dynamics of the island. Elephant birds, as large herbivores, played a crucial role in seed dispersal. By consuming fruits and other plant materials, they helped in the distribution of seeds across large areas. This process is known as endozoochory, where seeds pass through the digestive system of the bird and are deposited in new locations via their droppings. This not only aided in plant propagation, but also contributed to genetic diversity and the spread of various plant species. The bird's large size meant they could travel considerable distances, thereby affecting a wide range of habitats. Due to their immense size and substantial dietary needs, elephant birds consumed large amounts of vegetation. This foraging behavior helped in maintaining the structure and composition of the plant communities. By grazing on certain plants and not others, they influenced which species thrived and which were kept in check. This selective feeding could prevent any single plant species from dominating the landscape, thereby promoting biodiversity and maintaining a balanced ecosystem. The droppings of elephant birds were rich in nutrients, which played a significant role in enriching the soil. As these birds moved through different parts of their habitat, they distributed these nutrients, enhancing soil fertility and promoting plant growth. This process of nutrient cycling is vital for ecosystem health, as it ensures that essential elements like nitrogen and phosphorus are returned to the soil, supporting the growth of plants and the organisms that depend on them. The physical presence and movement of elephant birds could have contributed to habitat creation and modification. For example, their large bodies and powerful legs could trample dense vegetation, creating clearings that benefited other species. These open spaces would allow sunlight to reach the ground, facilitating the growth of different plant species that required more light. Such habitat modifications could also provide opportunities for other animals to access food and shelter. The ecological niche occupied by elephant birds in Madagascar was unique due to their large size and herbivorous diet. As such, their primary competition was not with other predators, but rather with other herbivores, and later humans. While elephant birds were among the largest herbivores in Madagascar, they shared their habitats with other plant-eating animals. These included various lemurs, such as the now extinct giant lemurs, which also consumed fruits, leaves, and seeds. These lemurs, like the megalodapus and the archaeolemur, were significant herbivores. They would have competed with elephant birds for similar food resources, such as fruits and foliage. However, the different feeding strategies and physical adaptations of lemurs would have reduced direct competition. Large tortoises were also part of Madagascar's ecosystem. These reptiles, like the Aldabra giant tortoise, fed on low-lying vegetation, which could overlap with the diet of elephant birds. The potential predators of elephant birds included the giant fossa, a large carnivorous mammal native to Madagascar, which hunted various animals. While adult elephant birds, due to their size, would have been relatively safe from most predators, their eggs and young birds were vulnerable. The giant fossa, along with other smaller carnivores and scavengers, would have posed a threat to elephant bird chicks and eggs. The arrival of humans in Madagascar around 2,000 years ago introduced a significant competitor and predator for elephant birds. Human activities dramatically altered the ecological balance. Humans hunted elephant birds for their meat and collected their large eggs. Given the size of elephant birds and their slow reproduction rate, overhunting had a significant impact on their populations. The eggs, in particular, provided a substantial amount of food, making them a target for early human settlers. Human agricultural practices led to deforestation and habitat fragmentation, reducing the available territory for elephant birds to forage and breed. With humans came domestic animals and other species that could compete with or prey on elephant birds. For example, pigs and rats introduced by humans could have eaten the eggs and young of elephant birds, adding another layer of pressure on their survival. So we can say that the arrival of humans ultimately led to the extinction of the elephant birds. The extinction of elephant birds serves as a stark reminder of the delicate balance in natural systems and the far-reaching consequences of disrupting these balances. The elephant bird, however, was not the only giant bird that lived back then. Besides the elephant birds, there was also another family of birds at that time. However, these birds were not as friendly as the elephant birds. They were tyrants who terrorized all other animals that existed with them back then. Make sure to watch my other video right here, where I talk with you about the most terrifying bird that ever existed. And believe me, these birds were built different. Thank you for watching, and I will see you there.